Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yo, 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 what's going on Xbox and YouTube? So Battlefield 1 just got released a few days ago for the early enlisters and EA Access members, which if you do not have EA Access, I would highly suggest it. The vault is completely full of awesome games now. It wasn't so much worth it in the beginning when there wasn't many vaulted games, but I believe there is over 10 or 15 games that are vaulted within EA Access. But on to Battlefield 1. So far I've been playing mostly Operations and Conquest mode. I did start off with the beginning mission of the campaign, but quickly jumped into the multiplayer, seeing as though that is the bread and butter of Battlefield. But as I jumped into Conquest, the first thing I noticed was the updated resolution from 720p to 900p, and they have just fleshed out and polished out the game a lot more after the beta. So the game does look a lot better, although I would argue it doesn't run any better. In fact, I would argue it runs just a little bit more sluggish than the beta did. But hopefully future updates will fix those very minor problems, such as random frame rate drops, and depending on certain parts of the map that you are looking at, you will get a different frame rate drop for what seems to be almost no reason at all, and it really can mess with your aim in the game. But overall, I was having a ton of fun, and I would have to say, out of all of the maps, seeing as though the first 4 days we only got to jump in on Shanghai Desert, and I want to say Amen's, and we got to jump in on the Fortress map, and Suez was the 4 maps I got to play within the first days. But as more people got into the game with the early enlisters and EA Access, all of the other maps eventually opened up on servers, and I was able to check them out. And overall, I would have to say I really love the Argonne Forest and the Ballroom Blitz map. These are just 2 of my most favorite maps, mainly because when you're playing these maps, you pretty much think of World War I. It's completely an awesome setting. Very, very fitting maps and scenery that goes along with it. So I can really, really appreciate that. And if you guys remember the reveal trailer for Battlefield 1, the map I want to say Mounty Grappa. I probably butchered the hell out of that. But that is basically the map that they showed in the trailer. And once again, it really does have a Battlefield 1 feel, or a World War I feel. So that is a really awesome thing to me. I just really love the trench warfare style. And I am glad to see that there are plenty of maps that offer that type of first-person shooter experience. I was a little bit worried with the beta after playing the 2 beta maps. It didn't seem like there was very, very much trench warfare, and that is kind of one of the major things they were showing off with the reveal trailer and other things like that. So I was pleasantly surprised to see the trench warfare be so prevalent within the game. But there are other maps that are more tailored to air assaults or ground vehicles, and there are a few maps I want to say that are mostly tailored to first-person shooting and close combat scenarios. So we have a ton of really awesome variety within the Conquest and Operations mode, which I will jump into Operations mode. But basically, Operations mode is a mode where it's kind of confusing, but you jump from several different parts of the map. It's almost a different form of rush, and you can basically hop around maps or stay on the same map. If I'm doing this correctly, I believe this is how the game mode works. But overall, it plays out kind of like a mini story within the online game. It reminds me mostly of the game mode Rush, but it is much bigger and on a much larger scale, and usually utilizing the whole map, but it takes around 4 rounds to win. And like I said, there is a very small storyline that goes along with it, kind of similar to the way Titanfall does it. But it is a really, really cool and immersive experience compared to the other game modes, the vanilla game modes that we're all used to, that are in almost every first-person shooter now, it seems. But we will already be getting our first DLC coming in December called Giant's Shadow. Now this is free for everybody, so that is really awesome to see. So now no more DLC, so we actually get the full force of every map as the game continues to get older. But overall, I really enjoy Battlefield 1. I think it's a really fresh and new feeling that we have not had in video games in quite a while. The old school weapons and vehicles are second to none and bring me back to the days of playing, I know I don't want to say it, but Call of Duty and the older World War I and World War II games. So I'm really getting that vibe, and it's really easy to put yourself in the shoes of somebody that was in World War I, because most of us spent a good portion of our life learning all about it. Unlike all of these futuristic bullshit ass games that try to put bullshit into games and spin up a bullshit story. I'm not gonna name anything, but overall I'm really enjoying the historical accuracy of the game and just the overall fun that a brand new, different era brings to a first-person shooter. But with that being said, guys, I really hope you guys are enjoying Battlefield 1 if you are lucky enough to be out on the battlefield right now. But for the rest of you guys, it will be coming out in just a few days here, so just sit tight and relax, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.